Hello everybody, this is Juntes. Today I'm going to be talking a bit about a topic that is kinda near to my heart. As you can see from the little intro, it's also a topic that is, a theme in the comment sections. Even on not even my channel, I feel like even other Diablo 2 world channels, whatever, they also get this, my way is better than your way kind of fight going on. And I wouldn't say that it should be a competition, because the great thing about Diablo 2 is that there's so many ways to play it, from self-found, offline, on single player, to even just a little more moderate, with plugins and whatnot, for making the life in single player just a little easier. Like, there's just so many ways to do it, and don't believe that just because I tend to stick to only like non-ladder building, for end game, and that doesn't mean that I don't like the other ways that you can play this. I just want to kind of, get this out of the way now. I'll try to make this video somewhat short, but like again, I just get every week, I probably get at least one comment that goes into this sort of, my way is the best way and there's no other way to play this game. Fuck you if you ever even play any other way. It's kind of silly, like it doesn't need to be a competition, So yeah, I'm pretty kinda just tired of that mindset that one way is the best way to play. Cause like, take an example. I was playing a lot of Diablo 3 in like 2014 or whatever. Back then non-ladder was pretty much dead. Nobody played non-ladder, and I can't imagine it's much better nowadays in Diablo 3 as well. Anywho, there's still a hardcore minority in Diablo 3, for instance, that plays non-ladder. You can see that by the people who, I don't know, they're Paragon 5000 without bodying, or I don't know, I don't really keep up with the game nowadays. But the point is, some people just prefer to only play one thing. And just because they do that, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the the best way to play it or whatever. It's just the way that they prefer, and it's really as simple as that. Nothing needs to be a competition at all. Anywho, I also want to address JSP. So back in 2014, also when I kind of had the channel grow just a little bit, I was exploring ways to finish up builds that I could never really finish up before. I have talked about this example before, where I was building my faster one wall Yavason. So for people who don't know the original video, you can feel free to watch that one, but it was basically just how much faster one wall can I get on my Yavason, so I don't have to rely on faster cast rate or similar items that are too expensive for me. So, finding a budget way to make my Yavason work out without having to, get like a crazy faster cast rate rings and whatnot that I can't afford ever. Anywho, so I think at that point I had tried for about a month making public games somewhat every day, not for many hours every day and whatnot, but still, I make the game during prime time, and I try to not go away from the computer and whatnot. And in that sort of month to month and a half, I had still not found one player that had the faster one wall grand charms for Yavason that I needed, and I was just getting fed up. I could not finish my build, and I really just wanted to get it done, because I knew nobody had really done it on YouTube at least, and I was like, damn, this can actually be something. I'm sure that this is gonna work out, and it did. And the only reason why I was able to finish that build eventually was because I went on JSP, and that is kind of how I got started on it. That is the reason for me actually wanting to do this JSP thing, it simply was because I could not get the item in game that I wanted. Oh, this one's a little fun one, Plague Bear. Anywho, and that kind of just snowballed, and from there on, yeah, I have made a few videos on my channel about JSP, and I don't know if I have really defended my use before ever, but I simply could not get what I want out of the playstyle that I prefer without not using JSP. So the game, trading on non-ladder, it's just not gonna work. You can make public trade games, and then you're gonna get like a couple of people every 10 minutes, and then yeah, that's about it. I had tried that for so many months. On my Trap Assassin, he used to be my mule character, which you can also see in some of my really old videos. I was always carrying around the best items that I had, so I was ready to trade at any moment's notice. So if I saw like, oh my god, this dude is selling something in this public trade game, I would instantly join his game and be ready to offer him, the best that I at least could. So yeah, also just that mechanic alone, it's so clunky trading in game, it's so slow, you waste so incredible much time. And another thing I also want to say, I have really only met like 1 or 2 bad people or experiences on JSP. The rest has actually been very good. There's a lot of good people on JSP who knows what they're doing and are not out there to scam you or selling you duped items or whatever. Because like that's another thing. Again, I prefer in-game, I prefer making the coolest builds and the best builds and min-max and that stuff. You cannot do that in-game. It's just not gonna happen, because every single item that are, something really, really extraordinary, something that I can't afford ever as well, something that's really, really sweet, it's always gonna be like a shady item that's duped or botted or whatever. And like if you prefer to get the ultimate perfect build, yeah, you're just not gonna find it in game. 1, not a lot of people sell it, but 2, a lot of these items are unfortunately gonna be duped, and they're gonna proof on you, which I have also shown in a video a long time ago, where I had a really nice faster cast rate amulet for my 200% faster cast rate Nova Sorceress. And yeah, I made a fun little video about it. I think I named it something like my item proved and the current state of the game, or something like that. Anywho, feel free to check that one out as well, where you can clearly see that the item that I had was proofed and gone forever. And since then I had actually had a few items proof on me as well. Proofing as in they completely disappear from your character. One moment you have it and the next moment it's gone and it's never gonna return. That is proofing. Unperms are not gonna exist forever. If you are relogging into many games enough times, it's just gonna happen eventually where you clash the item ID with an actual item or whatever. So yeah, that was just a little minor detour about JSP as well. So let's also quickly talk a bit about single player. Recently I've done quite a few videos on the channel where I use this one for testing purposes. And yeah, I agree, it's kind of like using Harriet. I even made a guide for it, which was actually well received and whatnot. Anywho, testing things out in single player and just having casual fun, that's really a cool thing. I remember before I started doing videos, I was actually watching quite a few people who were doing builds offline with Hero Editor, and it kind of just made me, wow, that's some freaking awesome gear, wish I could get that. And yeah, you can, anyone can get it, but that's also the point of it. It is offline, so there's nothing really, yeah, I mean, you can't really do anything with it when it's offline. You can just have fun, and that's kind of also the thing again with Diablo and games in general. It's all about having fun, and as long as you're having fun, you're not hurting anyone or what do I know, then it's all good in my world. I really don't care if you're even like yeah, I talked about this before. I don't even care if you're botting in Diablo 2, or if you are exploiting or coming up with dupes or hacks or whatever. It doesn't really affect me. yeah, as long as you're having fun, I'm having fun as well, then it's all good. I mean, for Christ's sake, it doesn't need to be a competition. Of course, you can have views about some people who, like, maybe you don't agree with a person, but it doesn't have to be, oh, but this person, he just needs to be completely shut down, and he's like a retard for even, doing this or whatever. Just stay calm and don't care so much. I mean, of course, budding and all those sort of things are a bit shady, and yeah, it is a bit retarded to do, like a multiple bot scenario, which ton of people are doing on JSP and whatnot, and selling the items overnight for FG or whatever. Like sometimes you see where people are doing a quick sale of items. So for people who are maybe not familiar to JSP, they will make a topic on whatever realm the bot was running on, and then will just sell all those items that they had gotten throughout, let's say, a week's time. And then it's gonna be like the first to get the max bid within 10 minutes wins the auction. So say somebody bids 5, then the next one bids 8, and whoever has the highest bid when the 10 minutes are up, he gets the auction and wins. And it's so obvious that people are doing that with bots. Like, yeah, of course it's a bit shady, and like that's also one of the reasons why I first started using JSP in 2014, was because back then I also had the complete mindset of JSP being for botters and people who are doing shady stuff. I honestly had that belief for so long time, and to this day it still is in my mind every single time I go on the trading forum. I have to admit that. But as long as they are having fun and they are not hurting anyone, hell, some of them are even like nice people. I talked to a few, always polite, and we have good rules and structure around the trading, unlike in game where I have gotten scammed so many times, been told so many horrible things about myself or whatever. Yeah, trading in game is also a bit of a wildfire. But anyway, now you can see I'm talking about trading and going rambling about that, and that's because I really like it. I just like trading and doing that whole economic thing. Yeah, it's just fun for me. For some people, it's fun to make a new character and be level 3 on an assassin. Like that's also fine. I just don't have the interest for it. Often I will not. So, but again, I don't mind it. I also might not care for it. But I'm at least not gonna say that my way is the best way. And that is pretty much the end of the video. So thank you for watching. Feel free to comment your opinions about this. In a nice constructive way, so we can have a cool discussion about this topic, because clearly it's a topic in the community that is pretty rampant and kinda up there among some of the other topics that are discussed a lot lately. So yeah, thank you for watching and have a good one.